First up on the national tragedy, we have a left side Artemis Watcher Lumberjack, a right side Watcher Heavy Carronade, and on the RAS Vulcan, we have a front Hades Artemis and a side Flare
Banshee.
Banshee. There we go.
Over on the... over on... I can't see the names because my screen's a little bit funny. On the side, we have another galleon with dual carronade right side, a harpoon at the rear, which could be interesting, and then a Gat Flak Hawatcher on the left side. So a mixture of firepower on the left side, short range, bit of short range potential and a bit of long range potential. Over on the Lib 80k, with Bosie as the captain, we have a short range right side with Hawatcher and Carronade. We have a rear flare. Oh, and here come the shots already. And then on the left side, we have a Hades Flak Lumber.
Holy mackerel, look at the national tragedy taking a huge amount of damage already.
Bloody hell, it was that lumberjack just came in brutally, and then a flat round went and collided with his hull. Bloody hell, it's that Gat's... I think the Gat short side on the side is making the difference. It's leaving the Lib 80k in range to get their longer range heavy firepower down. That actually worked quite well, and now we've got the Vulcan trying to get away and collides.
Just bumped into the building. Oh, this could be all over for the Vulcan in very short order.
Well, they can't exactly see him just yet. There's not that many shots down to betray where he's going just yet for the flak gunner. It's the flak gunner was the real danger here, but we do have the Vulcan. Oh, he collided with another bit of terrain and went down.
Well, shut my mouth.
Well, that worked.
The thing is that those galleons have incredible firepower. Those big guns are very
my god!
easy to disable.
The national tragedy has just spawned right in front of them.
If those two galleons catch you by surprise, they can overwhelm you very quickly if you don't start disabling those guns.
Yeah, like we just saw. I can taste a nice little bit of humble pie about that galleon comment, but bloody hell, when does that really work that often? They came around the corner and Praetorians had no idea they were there. They just went, "Oh hi," and splattered them. We had two Hawatchers, a Gat, a Hades, a Flak, and a Lumber.
Absolutely, all the heavy guns just went boom, boom, boom.
Everything,
there was some Gatling and Hades too. It was horrific.
Yeah, everything went down at once, and then that Gatling gun on the side came in very, very handy, as it was able to strip down and panic the Vulcan enough for them to crash.
Look
Unfortunately,
at this max range Gatling. My goodness.
Bloody
That's
hell.
got to be as max range as it gets for the Gatling.
That's got to be a Lesmont Gat. It's got to be.
It's got to be a Lesmont Gat, yeah. And I wouldn't blame them if they did use the Lesmont Gat. Obviously, with a galleon, it's very difficult to control the range on your arcs.
Yeah, especially, yeah, very much so. We have got the Decide and the Lib 80k have both lost their balloons. The Lib 80k gets a dent on the floor, but not too badly, not too badly. Decide's coming down on top of them, though, at a fair rate of speed, so this could be unpleasant for the Lib 80k. Ooh, bump.
A little bit of bumper car action going on here. Now, here's the thing.
Oh, it reminds me of Blackpool.
Here's what I was talking about earlier. These galleons, if you see them coming, they can get pinned down by that long-range fire.
Yeah, and they did, as we saw then, they lost their balloons very, very, very easily. That lumberjack fire from the national tragedy. It didn't slow them down very much. The Lib 80k still took a tiny bit of hull damage, but it's inconsequential really for a galleon that tough. Now at the minute we just seem to be having another Mexican standoff where we have the national tragedy just staying up high with a good line of sight over the majority of the map, and the RAS Vulcan covering their rear so that the Lib 80k and the Lib 80k, yes, and the Decide can't sneak around so easily.
I believe it's pronounced Deicide, Sir Morty.
Deicide? It's Decide. It's Decide. I'm calling it Decide. I'm putting my foot down.
All right. Well, if you want to put your foot down,
it's Decide spelled wrong. Damn it! No, it's Deicide. I'll call it Deicide.
He's just spelled it wrong every single time.
It can't be deliberate. No, of course it can't be. Well, we do have some shots come down on the national tragedy. Flag shots came out wide. Now we had the RAS Vulcan going up with a good firing at down Lib 80k, but he has left him open to this brutal combined firepower of the two galleons. Let's follow these bullets in. No, he is doing a good job of bobbing and weaving and keeping just out of the arcs of those lumberjacks, but they have taken his balloon. It doesn't take much to take a Pyra's balloon with a lumberjack, though.
Now, you don't see this very often, sort of hyper-range Watcher fire.
Well, you normally see that as like a desperate, oh, we've got to disable that charging Pyramidion. That's about it, but it's not a charging Pyramidion. So, I'm just wondering what the wisdom of that might be.
God, well,
it's effective. I'll give them that.
We came here to test out these ultra short time limits, but what we're getting is sort of a very bizarre kind of sniping match.
Yeah, that has brought me back to what we were saying before as to, on the short range matches, the time limit wouldn't matter, but it clearly does.
Apparently.
If both teams decide, oh, nuts to you lot, we're not playing the meta for the map, then they're not playing the meta for the map. Nothing we can do about it.
Decide or deicide?
Boo.
National tragedy. I believe deicide, that means, killing gods, right? Deicide?
Might be a combination of deity and regicide. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
Could be, could
and
not
now,
be.
Oh my goodness, the national tragedy has just opened himself up for some focus fire here from the Lib 80k.
But there is getting, the Lib 80k did get, they both got a beating from each other's lumberjacks. So it's just turned into a duel as to whose lumberjack is better than the other ones. At the minute, both of them are struggling.
The RAS Vulcan trying to sneak around, trying to catch the Lib 80k off guard, it seems.
Oh, we've got to see the decide. Pull back and see if he can block the RAS Vulcan. Yes, he is. He's coming back, but he needs to drop his altitude at the minute. The decide's climbing. And if the Vulcan followed the Lib 80k down into this cloud cover, it could leave him exposed. If I were the Vulcan, I'd stop where I am. He is. That's very smart. Actually playing a little bit smarter than last game. That was the wrong team. Derp.
It was the other one.
It was the other one, yes. I'm having a senior moment again. Damn it.
Oh, God.
Where's Dignitas?
You're in your 20s. And now they're actually in range of that Lesmok Gat, I believe. The RAS Vulcan taking some serious armor strip.
Yeah, but the Decide has lost their balloon and took a massive amount of firepower from that Hawatcher and a couple of light flight rounds. Good amount of damage came in.
That's simple.
Yep. The Vulcan is now trying to get out the way from the Lib 80k's lumber fire. I think we're going to see that lumber fire change to the National Tragedy in a minute because they need to shut down that lumberjack on the National Tragedy. It is keeping those galleons pinned at range. Ooh, what's happening? We got another little lull as they try and regroup, rebuild the balloons.
Indeed. Looks like the Praetorians are going to be the ones on the aggressive here.
Yeah, we are seeing him move forward. The National Tragedy is going out wide, though, to keep his lumberjack arcs. They know that lumberjack is the ace in the hole.
And they've actually... RAS Vulcan, if he comes around the corner right now, he'll actually catch those galleons kind of in the rear.
Yeah, he can do, but he's just far enough away from the National Tragedy where those two galleons could turn around and give him a serious kicking if they wanted to.
It's true.
Oh, and in come the flak and lumberjack rounds. Down goes the RAS Vulcan's balloon. Hopefully he won't drop down onto this terrain piece. But at the minute, I think they're just about getting away with it as the lumberjack long range comes down the Lib 80k and takes them down as well. That lumberjack fire from the National Tragedy is very, very bloody good, but the National Tragedy's balloon also goes down as well. I think those lumberjacks at the minute are proving to pay dividends. It's keeping the enemy team at arm's length.
And already, I mean, there's a maximum, including the overtime, of about, I'd say, 6 more minutes left in this match. And given the pace the match has been going, that first 2 kills is just been a massive coup for the Riders.
Yeah, I think we may have to see a lot of close range action soon, but I think the Riders... I don't think the Riders are going to be the ones to get it. They're going to sit at long range and watch folks like the Vulcan try and come in and get close, but at the minute the Vulcan can't go anywhere while they're flared up and while the galleons are hiding in the clouds with a nice little piece of terrain behind them and the National Tragedy.
The Praetorians are very much in the driver's seat because the Praetorians Sorry. The riders are very much in the driver's seat, but just the Praetorians have to come to them.
Yes.
And when those galleons have already got those arcs turned, when they're already set up information, it's very difficult to dislodge them.
Yeah, you can't really dislodge them, especially when this map, because if I switch to my map view, if you can look at blue team, they've got a large piece of terrain behind them, so you can't even flank around the sides. And if you go around the front, then it's only a short turn. But we have got some more Hades fire coming down on the sides as they try and
Their
move.
side is exposed.
Their side.
Oh,
but watch your fire. Lumberjack's still coming down on the dare side. Oh, not enough to knock.
Story.
Yeah, not enough Lumberjack fire came down on the dare side to knock out that balloon. If that balloon had gone down, could have seen a little bit more damage through collision, but no lot is happening. It just seems like the riders are just keeping the Praetorians at arm's length as much as possible. They don't want them to get in close because they are on the weaker side in terms of health. But we are seeing the RS Vulcan now trying to come in and close range. He is getting out of support range from the National Tragedy, though.
The riders want Vulcan to come around that corner and eat a bunch of Hades and
Oh, and there it goes! Flak rounds!
Flak will do it!
Oh, and a miss! Oh, but he collides with terrain again!
There we go.
Oh, the poor sod!
If I were a betting man, I'd say that would be the GG.
Oh, I think that might be, unless the Praetorians get really aggressive now.
If the Praetorians manage to turn it around.
I think they might, if they fight really hard, get a chance to draw level, but no. No, I think they've just forfeited that just so they can keep their overtime for the next game.